Hi, welcome to the FingerNailFixer vlog. I'm so excited you could join me. You never know what you're going to find on the vlog from week to week. It's going to be anything and everything nails, from talking about nails to doing nails, nail tutorials. Check out things on Facebook and Instagram. We'll be looking at nail products. We'll be talking about disinfection. We'll be doing everything and anything nails. So please reach down and click on subscribe or even join me every week on the FingerNailFixer vlog. Hey, it's me, FingerNailFixer, coming for you from the farm again. I thought I would try it a little earlier in the day so we didn't have quite so much background bug noise, and I thought you'd get a kick out of seeing the chickens. I thought it would maybe be a little more comfortable environment for today's topic, because today I thought it would be interesting to talk about insecurities. What are your insecurities as a nail professional? One of my biggest insecurities throughout my career has been speed. And just like these little fights amongst the chickens, it tends to be something that we fight amongst in the industry is, you know, the salon down the street can do it faster, the salon down the street is willing to do it cheaper, and so are we good enough? Should we charge less because we're slower? Should we charge less because our artwork isn't the same as theirs? Should we charge less because we don't offer the same services they do? And a lot of our pricing is wrapped up in our personal insecurities. And so what are your insecurities as a nail professional? So sharing my insecurity seemed like a really good way to kind of connect with you and open up to you to bring that discussion to the forefront, and we can kind of discuss those things in the comments, or you're welcome to join and have those discussions kind of more in private on the members only message boards, or even private message me and have that discussion with just you and I. Speed has always been something that intimidated me as someone that takes a little bit longer to learn everything new with nails. My logo, the turtle, actually stems from that slower learning when it comes to learning how to do things with nails. And it isn't that I'm a slow learner in general. I can read quickly, I can comprehend things quickly. It more has to do with I can see what I want to achieve with my eyes, and I can see what it is about the nails that needs to change. I just can't connect it to my hands. So I can comprehend the learning process, and I know the changes that need to be made. I understand the mechanics of what needs to change, yet I can't always get it to go from my brain to my hand. And so I feel like that's something that has benefited me as an educator, is if there are mistakes to be made in the learning process, I've made a lot of them trying to figure out how to get what's in my brain for how it should be done down to my hands for how to do it. There you go. They're crazy, huh? And look at all these nail eyes. These colors are so fantastic in the sun. I wish you could see the light reflect off of some of them in person, because it's like nails. Photos and videos don't do this justice. Even having done nails for 22 years, I still find myself learning from others, especially now that I am after 21 years of using one product. I'm starting to experiment with other brands of products, and products behave differently when they are different viscosities and different technologies. And so as I have embarked in the last year on the Light Elegance Bachelor's program, using those different tips, different gels, and they even have a variety of gels within their program that the viscosities are different and they act differently. That's been very intimidating. Not only because my speed is a factor, but also because getting them to perform the way I know I should be doing it in my mind, and then that result that I want to see my hands connecting with, and then knowing that I'm going to put my work in front of an industry peer that I respect so greatly, it's very intimidating. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to make these tips look really good on my nail trainer hand, and the look that I want them to have from what I know tipping should look like, and the look that I want to send in to Darcy to be graded are not coming out to be the same thing. And so I've been working on trying to create a submission for just tips for my assignment for months. And that's insane. And it's just that intimidation factor. So what is intimidating you as a nail professional? What is stopping you from maybe trying a new thing in nail art, or trying a new product, or raising your prices in the salon? What is your current barrier? Right now, my barrier is doing more things with my e-file in the salon. My barrier is working further in my Light Elegance Bachelor program because I'm intimidated by the quality of my work. It's not what I'm accustomed to because the product is different and my performance with the product is different. So those things are kind of holding me back from achieving the goals that I want to achieve. And to kind of push myself so that I stop sitting in my home nail corner going, oh, I don't know if I can do this, oh, it's stressing me out, and just doing the same thing over and over and failing. I've connected with Amber, who you've met in some of my other videos, that is the nail professional in town, and she's letting me play on her nails. And so she helps push me out of my box, and she's like, well, here, these are some things that I've tried in the salon, and so I'm going to show you some things in the videos where she's been like, these are some techniques that I've tried personally, because she's learning some of the things that I'm learning at the same time, and she has been a little more unafraid to try new things in some aspects where I'm afraid. And I'm going to show you some of my attempts, so you'll see me fumbling in some of the video, and let you see some of my insecurities shining through in video, so that hopefully you will feel a little less unafraid for the things that are holding you back, and feel more empowered to share some of your insecurities, and really think about what can help you push through some of that insecurity. Because it doesn't matter if you are just getting started in the industry, or if you've been in the industry for a long time. All of us have some sort of insecurity that stops us from moving into what we're looking at doing next. Whether you're a competitor and you want to try a different category, if you're a long-term veteran of doing nails and you want to try something different, if you are an educator and you want to teach a different kind of class, if you are new to doing nails and you don't want to charge rock bottom prices, whatever it is, none of us are perfect. And so there's all something that we're thinking in our minds, oh, I'm just not good enough at that. Even though you look at people from the outside and you think, wow, they're so amazing. No one is perfect. So the idea for this week's vlog is to let you know, A, no one is perfect. B, throw you out a virtual hug, big hugs. I'm so with you. And to kind of let you peek inside my world, a la chickens. and just have this discussion together and hopefully send virtual hugs to each other and pull each other forward. So let's take a look at some videos. I'm visiting Amber's salon and using her e-file to see how her handpiece feels versus my handpiece. She has a Coupa Mani Pro, the same as I have. She just has a different size of handpiece, and she's showing me some different bits that she likes, so I can try some different bits. And we're just hanging out and talking nails, and I'm gonna kind of voice over the video to give you an idea of what's going on and talk to you about how I feel about things that are going on, and maybe get your opinion in the comments. You can throw me some suggestions and throw me some of what's going on in your life and what you could use some help with, and hopefully others will comment back with some advice for you too. So let's hop into the video. What do you think, ladies? Huh? Does that sound like a good idea? Do we need some video? Yeah, we need some video. All right, let's go.
The first thing that I tried was using a e-file bit around the back edge to get that really stubborn cuticle. This was really new for me, and this is a bit that she likes from Profiles Backstage. I'll drop the link and information in the caption for you. This was really scary for me to do cuticle work with the bit. I had already done some with a curette. The curette's my favorite tool, so this was definitely a new experience for me and not as awful as I thought it would be. The next thing that she really helped me realize, and this is where practicing with a nail professional came in really handy. Some of my speed really got sucked up with micromanaging the gel. And I can be really guilty of this when I'm trying to do a gel that I'm not used to. And here we're using the Light Elegance Fiber Gel from the Lexi line. And she loves this product. It works really well for her nails and for her clients. And I am so excited to use the Light Elegance gels because it's just a fantastic product. And I love that it's a family-owned company and how supportive they are of nail professionals. And I just really, watching this video, can see where on that first nail, I am just so micromanaging the gel, not letting it self-level at all. I'm like, hey, buddy, this is where I want you to go. Dude, hey, no, over here. Oh, look, I want you to be over here. And so I'm getting little bubbles and I'm getting little hairs in my brush, and I'm just constantly like playing with it. And if you've done gel at all, you know with any self-leveling gel, it's a big no-no to be so bossy. And I even teach that in my class, like don't be so bossy with the gel. And I'm just so nervous and frustrated that I'm like bossing it around as if I don't know how to do gel. So going back and watching the video is something that's really helpful. So if you're struggling with your speed on gel or even liquid and powder and you don't have someone to practice with, video yourself and go back and watch yourself do the nails, because that's another way to catch some of your mistakes that you are not seeing in person. As I'm catching so many things watching the video, I'm like, why did I do that? I know better than that. So micromanaging the gel was definitely another thing that I'm like, what on earth was I thinking? I know better than to play with it that much. And on the next nail, I definitely chill out a little bit, and that's what improves your speed on gel, is relaxing and letting the product do the work for you. And it was absolutely amazing, the difference in the self-leveling when I stopped trying to micromanage it and be like, hey, I want you to go over here. No, I want you to do like this. No, like this. Gel doesn't like to be bossed around. It would prefer that you're like, pardon me, would you mind coming over to this side a bit? And it's much more responsive to a kind suggestion than to a bossy pants. So kind suggestions with your gel, please, and it will be much more accommodating. So you can see as the shine lines catch that pinky, it is kind of a little bit of a humpy mess because I'm being way too bossy. And on the next nail, it self-levels way better because she's like, oh, you're messing with that too much. And I'm like, oh, you're right. I don't know what I'm doing. So sometimes we intimidate ourselves into making mistakes because we're overthinking things. And by being intimidated and overthinking things, we make the mistakes we think we're going to make because we think we're going to make them. And therefore, we basically self-fulfill our prophecy by thinking that we're going to make the mistake. And that's where kind of relaxing and letting your knowledge and your education take over instead of letting your nerves take over. And so here on the next nail, after she called me out a little bit, it was much easier to relax and actually let the product do its job instead of thinking I know more than the product and making gentle suggestions that it come over to the side, kind of like I learned in the class. And it does way better, and I don't have nearly as many bumps in my finish. And you'll notice that as I'm less freaked out about it, the brush moves a little slower and more deliberate, and so the product levels much nicer. And that's where basically you can kind of let your intimidation trick you into mistakes. And I really would love in the comments to know if you've ever had something that intimidated you allow you to make yourself make mistakes because you were intimidated. Because sometimes we do just let ourselves make mistakes out of intimidation that maybe we wouldn't have made the mistake if we hadn't let our minds trick us in the first place. After applying the gel, we got into gel polish, and this was the first time I had actually tried applying gel polish out of a jar. Because again, this is one of those things like, I've never done this, so I don't know that I want to do this, because like, what's wrong with just applying gel polish out of a bottle, like nail polish? Like, that's what I'm used to, it's what I'm good at, why not just do it that way? And she needed this color because it's what she wanted to wear for her trip, and she had bought it specifically for this trip, and she showed me these colors and they're gorgeous. Oh my gosh, these colors are so cool. So it's like, okay, all right, fine. And it is so different to apply it out of a jar. And this is another one of those cases where like I let myself psych myself out, and I'm like stroking it to beat the band. Like, why do I need to stroke it 500 times? It's gel polish. And so I actually called myself out. I'm like, why am I stroking through this 20 times? It's gel polish. I just need to seal the edge and stroke through it 5 times like polish. I don't know what I'm doing. And she laughed because I was just completely psyching myself out just because it was in a different style container. So this is definitely one of those cases where you just need to talk to yourself sometimes and say, hey self, like, what are you thinking? It's just in a different container. It's exactly the same thing. When it came to applying the artwork, here's where I got to pay her back and say thanks, because she had not done the layered stamping. And so I was able to show her how using the clear stamper, you can apply one color and then come in with a second color and either highlight or shadow, depending on if you stamped with the lighter or the darker colored first. And she was pretty tickled with the effect that that had as a finish. And it looked pretty wicked to do that. And so by stamping with the 2 colors that way, you get a pretty cool finish because they either highlight or shadow each other depending on if you stamp with the lighter or darker color first. Then in addition to that, to accent the other nails, I got to show her how easy it is to ombre with a couple colors, which is where you just go ahead and apply more than one colors to your stamping plate and then scrape them together on the plate itself and pick them up and apply them to the nails. So it was a really fun feeling to be able to pay back knowledge during the same time. And it's also really cool to have someone local to trade services with. So don't you worry, I'll be getting an awesome spa pedicure out of this nail service. And this is just where it comes in really nice to have someone local that you can not only trade services with, but trade knowledge with, because you have so much to offer each other, even if you don't use the same products or if you do use the same products. I just love how that wheel turns out. It's so cool. And she was pretty tickled as well. And if you didn't catch it on my Instagram reels, one trick for making sure you don't smear your nice crisp stamps when you stamp them is to go through with a just thin, quick layer of top coat, only worrying about just covering the stamps, not worrying about sealing the nails, and then cure the top coat. After the top coat is cured, come back through and seal the nails after you've protected your stamp design. Because if you try to seal the nails and be all perfect with your top coat application, you're going to smear your stamp design, and that is so frustrating. So here I went ahead and kind of included the stamping plate so that you could see how I got that ombre on the tire tracks. And then we throw that on the rest of the nails to complete the cool look of the design. So it looks like she's got a motorcycle wheel that made tire tracks across the rest of the nails. And then we went in and protected the stamp with top coat and cured it, and then came back and sealed all the nails with top coat and cured it. I'm looking forward to reading your comments on this week's vlog, as well as learning from each other on how we can change being insecure, how we can move forward from our insecurities, and how we can help each other as a community. I hope this week's vlog was helpful to you, and I look forward to seeing all of you either in class as fellow students or in class with you or me as the instructor.